Hi everyone, it's Lisa.
And Rufus.
And it's our Tuesday weigh-in. So we've got weighed about an hour ago. And my result this week is I've come in with £0.5 pound off.
And I've lost a pound.
Not great losses this week, but it's been a bit of a strange week for us this week, hasn't it? Yes. We've been a little bit sort of stressed and a little bit higgledy-piggledy with planning. We've not gone off plan, not majorly, have we? No. But it's been a little bit of a what can I say? It's been a bit difficult doing proper meals. We've not had proper meals for the last couple of days. We've had sort of snacky, picky-uppy bits, and then struggled maybe to get as much speed veg in as we should. So yeah, but you've been really bloated this week.
I have, yeah. So being trans, I would have, in the past, I would have had a period. For us now, they call it Shark Week, but I don't have that anymore. I just have the symptoms occasionally. This is the first month that I've felt really, really bloated. I feel like I'm retaining a lot of water.
In about a year, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been maybe about a year since I felt like that.
Yeah.
So it doesn't often happen, but like I say, I just feel like I'm retaining so much water this week. Maybe why I've only lost a pound this week, but like I say, it's still going in the right direction. So that's good enough for me.
And I've kind of had a bit of a hit and miss thing. I got some flumps, which I really like my flumps, but they were a different brand, and I was assuming that they were 1.5, 2 sins, and I was counting them as 1.5, and I probably shouldn't have done that. But again, I bought 10, I think it was. I've eaten those this week, over the week, and so yeah, writing it off now. But we've got a bit of a difficult week coming up, as I talked about in the video yesterday. But the other thing is, although I now weigh in officially on Slimming World at 19 stone 5, although I'm actually 19 stone 1. Now, the difference is in my breast forms. And I've just been to the hospital for my first opinion for surgery, and I've sailed through that. And my BMI is 34.1, which is close away from what it needs to be, so I'm really happy with that.
I cannot remember the last time you was that way.
No, cannot remember the last time I weighed less than, I can't remember, to be honest. I was over 20 stone most of my adult life, so this is, being under 20 stone is a big thing. The fact that I'm £1 pound 1 ounce, I think it is, away from being under 19 stone, that's quite mind-boggling, because I am 6'2.5", so I'm quite tall. I'm 188.5 centimeters, so that makes a bit of a difference for me. And I've got quite dense bones and things. So yes, so that's where we are. So this channel is as much about our trans journey as it is about our weight loss journey, and I know in a lot of the videos we don't talk about that, but yes, I am now greenlit through to the next stage to get surgery on for gender realignment surgery.
So you might get your appointment in a couple of months.
Yep, so I'll get a couple of months to get my second opinion. By that point I should be well and truly into the BMI zone that I need to be, and then it's just a waiting game for surgery, which is quite, wow, it's for something I've been waiting for best part of 40 years. It's a long time coming, and I'm really, really happy with that, actually. I know I probably don't seem it. I'm a little bit in shock, because I thought I wasn't trying to get my hopes up before today, was I? Because we've had a few people that we know have been removed from the pathway for one reason or another, so I was
me included.
I wasn't going to say that, love, but do you want to talk about that?
I got removed just due to my weight being too high. So I've lost just under 4 stone now, so I'm just coming up to my 4 stone, and still got another 4 stone to lose to get down to the point of surgery. So hopefully I should get that off by the end of this year.
So you're halfway, in your journey for surgery.
So far, yeah.
So yeah, so when we talk about having reasons and having goals and having incentives, these are pretty big incentives for us. the a lot of times, if you ever watch stuff about trans people, especially if it's documentaries and stuff and films, it's always about the transition. It's always about the surgery. Well, for a start, there isn't a surgery. It's a series of surgeries. Secondly, especially for you, you've got about 8 or 10 surgeries to go through. Each surgery has its own risk. Each surgery has a 3 to 6 month healing period before you can have the next one. There's lots of things that can go wrong at every stage. It's a really complicated procedure. And so we are very sort of incentivized to do this, aren't we? But this isn't we are a lot more than just people wanting surgery. There's a lot more to us than just the story about sort of medical transition. Some trans people don't have surgery. Some people will have some and not others. Not every trans person is able to have surgery. Not every trans person wants surgery. It doesn't make them any less or any more of a human being, or any less or more of a male or female or a non-binary person. We talked openly again at group today about stuff, because there's a few other guys have joined the group now, and we talk about the fact that it's sometimes easier for guys because of testosterone. It means the metabolic rate is a little bit higher, so guys can lose weight a little bit faster than women. And certainly for us, that's sort of pretty true, isn't it? In that we eat the same foods, we do the same sort of levels of exercise, and yet I seem to be coming in half of what you're... I mean, again, today is a prime example. That I lost half a pound, you lost a pound. Had almost identical weeks, and you've lost just shy of 4 stone. I've lost just squeak over 2 stone in the same time period. So, you know, it is very much the fact that, and I think you yourself would say that you feel a lot healthier, and your body seems to respond a lot quicker, doesn't it? So yes, I mean,
as well as for me as well, being heavier and having more to lose as well. Maybe that's why I've lost a bit more.
A little bit, but also, I mean, we've found there's very few studies done on trans folk, and some of the effects of. There's lots of studies done into the psychological and into the emotional sort of impacts of transition, but there's not any longitudinal studies of the physical effects. There's a few studies that we've found from the States which talk about hormone differences and about how the metabolic rate does change, and about how that affects other sort of parts of the bodies. And it does, again, the science does sort of bear up what we're saying, doesn't it? It does mean that you are slightly easier, you're more prone to put muscle on, and you'll find it easier to lose fat, whereas I lose muscle and find it easier to gain fat. So I'm not saying that I've got it harder, but it's just an interesting difference that we're aware of. So yes, anything else you want to talk about? This is a very open video today, isn't it? Very open discussion on trans issues as well as losing weight. Anything else?
No, that's pretty much it today.
Yeah. See, we've got a hectic week ahead of us. We're going down south, as we mentioned previously. Then we've got to plan for Sparkle, which is the big trans celebration event in Manchester on Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah, this weekend.
And we'll be there with a stall selling some t-shirts and mugs and goodies to raise funds for the support group that we run. And hopefully we should make lots of money, and that will help provide support, and hopefully it means that we can carry on doing the work that we do, because there are people alive today because of the stuff that we do at group. So that's really important. And again, we were talking to somebody here at the gender service today about BMI and how important it is for trans folk to realise that BMI is a key issue. And it's really, really important, not only just for general health, as it is for everybody else watching this, but certainly for surgery. There are targets, and if you don't hit those targets within a little bit of wiggle room, then you won't be able to stay on the pathway.
For us,
dangerous.
When we first had our first appointments, they don't talk to you about, okay, well, you know, if you're a slightly larger person, that you're going to need to lose the weight for surgery. They don't actually go through all of that when you first start attending the gender service. They do talk to you about it as time goes on, going, okay, now this is your BMI. When I had my first opinion, the guys for top surgery only have one opinion. So, but for the girls, they have two.
So we don't get top surgery.
No, I'm saying you have two opinions for your surgery. So basically, I got told at the point of my first opinion was that I think my one appointment with the consultant that I was seeing then said, okay, well, you're going to need to reduce your BMI for surgery. You are aware of this. And then I think shortly after that, I had my first opinion and then got told, well, there's quite a wait for your top surgery, but we can't refer you for that. Even if you started losing weight now and got your BMI down, we can't refer you until you get your BMI to a certain level.
No.
So basically from that, got told, okay, now we're going to remove you from the pathway until you get your BMI down to this level. And that was basically it. So if you don't, like I say, if you don't get your BMI down, you will get removed from the pathway.
And that was heartbreaking, wasn't it?
It was a bit.
Absolutely heartbreaking. It's the first time I think I've seen you cry since Mum died. I think it's the only time I've seen you cry since we lost Mum.
Yeah,
I think the only other time in the nearly 2 years we've been together that I've ever seen you cry.
Shocking, really, but like
It was shocking. It was shocking.
It makes you do, in the day, either kicks you up the bum, and you do what's best for yourself. So
it doesn't necessarily though. You could have easily gone, wow, they've thrown me off the pathway. What's the point? I mean, everybody watching this, if you do Slimming World, you will know that when you've had a wobble, when you've had a day where you've had a binge, it's very easy to have a sod it moment where you just go, oh well, sod that. I've eaten a biscuit. I might as well have the whole packet.
That's it.
And it's very easy to do that. You could have done that, love.
Yeah,
you could have had a sod it moment and just gone, they've thrown me off the pathway. Well, sod it. I'm just going to eat cakes and biscuits and takeaways and whatever. And you didn't. You went, right, okay, I now know what I need to do and I'm focused. And I
had a fight with myself over two weeks of, I'm going to go to Slimming World today.
Yeah.
No, I've missed this one. I'm going to go to the next one that's in our local area is next week. I'll go to it next week. The week after that...
But now you're focused.
I am now.
You're like a laser-guided missile.
I am
You
now.
are absolutely focused on your target. And you're focused on helping me get to mine as well.
But we do still have treats.
We still eat.
On our birthdays, we had on our birthdays, we had the little cheesecakes.
Yep.
The portioned ones you get in Asda. And we had those. And even though they were about 17 sins each, it worked out to per little cheesecake. We still had them, and we still reduced a few of our sins, so that we was able to have them, and we still lost weight.
We still lost weight
those weeks, so we did.
Yeah. So again, it is one of those things. I think it's very easy for everybody on Slimming World. And we've all seen those people at group that come in and they get £1 off, and then next week they put £1 on, and the next week they get £2 off, and the week after that they put a couple of pound on, and they yo-yo up and down.
I couldn't refuse. Someone put something in front of me and I ate it.
Whereas we've done that. We've had birthdays and events and all sorts of things happening where it's like, no, actually I won't have that cake, or I won't have that. I had a couple of biscuits last night at group, which were the lighter 30%.
As I say, a lot of biscuits, they're like
reduced fat ones.
For us, a lot of biscuits, if you have like maybe a custard cream, they're like 3 sins for one little custard cream. And for 3 sins, I can have an open light bar for 3 sins, and it seems you get more there than you would on a biscuit.
Yeah.
So
again, it's just for us. It's about staying focused and reminding ourselves occasionally that we can have bits off. At the end of the month, we're going away for a weekend, and it's a pagan camp, and there will be lots of drinking and merriment and fun. And we're going to stay on plan with our food. We're sort of planning to take food with us, aren't we? But we will be drinking that week.
We've got some camping equipment, haven't we, for cooking? So.
But we'll be drinking, won't we? That weekend we will be drinking, and we've got some homebrew cider
and some homebrew cider. So,
but the thing is, we're really looking forward to that, and we're looking forward to be able to have
one of those
a little bit,
a mini cask of
You've got a keg
of copper. Was it Copperberg? The fruit Copperberg. So obviously I'm not going to be able to finish that on my own, so I'm sure we'll share it with some people, so that should be all right.
He will. What? Yeah. Whereas I've got mead, which I've been home brewing for over a year now, so that's going to be, should be quite nice. And then I have got 2 bottles of Hawksmead mead, which is a local small brewery, meadery, that make it, and it is absolutely amazing. But one of the ones I've ordered 2 bottles. One is just a plain honey mead, and the other one is made with treacle. So it is going to be amazing. And that weekend, we're not going to write it off. Well, we are going to just write it off. Let's be honest. Yeah. We are going to write it off.
We're going to eat sort of.
We'll eat healthily,
food on plan,
and probably the week before and the week after we'll be on 777s,
or very very low sin for those many days
to try and sort of balance it out a little bit, because even though we're going to be enjoying ourselves, we don't want to jeopardize where we are on our journeys, because it is so important, because this is literally life-saving surgery for us. So it is that important. And if we balls it up because we're drinking or going off plan, then it's not going to do either of us any good. But equally, this is a once a year retreat for us, and it's a once a year thing.
There anyway, going and gathering wood, and
walking.
There's
lots of walking and
to
up and down
keep the fire burning,
up and down the valley and stuff. Yeah, and there's lots of wood and stuff to do. So we will be, we will be on plan, and I think this is the key thing for us, is about staying on plan and planning. And when we have had wobbles, let's just get back on it and not say the sod it. It was very easy when our consultant was off and we missed a Tuesday. It was easy for me to just say, do you know what? I'll just take this week off and I'll get back on plan.
A lot of people as well, they'll have one bad day, and then the one bad day will then fall into another 6 bad days, and then you've had a whole week of bad days.
And you can do a lot of damage in a week.
Rather than having one bad day and going, oh, well, okay, I messed up for one day, draw a line and start again the next morning and just carry on and keep at it. Rather than just giving in and just going, oh, sod it, I've messed up, I'm going to have a whole week of messing up. Oh, I'll get back on plan next week. Yeah, because exactly. Like I say, you could put half a stone on easily in a week. Yeah, you could do a lot of damage in a week. But anyway, let us know how you've got on this week with your weigh in. It's always good to know what people are doing. It helps us, and when you see people that say, I've been on it and I've put on, or I've been on it, or I've drank a bottle of wine and I still managed to lose, or whatever it is, let us know how you're going, because we are one big part of the Slimming World family. As I say, and as well, if you like how honest we've been, in this video, and you really enjoyed it, give us a thumbs up. Yeah, because that really helps us a lot anyway. It does, and subscribe and hit the little bell button thing and all of that. But also, if there is anything people want to know about trans stuff, do message us, because we are very open about our lives. And if people have any questions about, as long as you're polite, asking what bits and bobs we've got and how we do whatever, we're not going to tell you any of that stuff. Not until we get drunk on the weekend at the end of the month. But be polite is all I would say. But generally speaking, we'll answer any questions. And I know there's some people want to do some cake recipes, so we're looking into that. I know that you're asking for a haul video, so we're going to do a haul video this week. Start doing cooking ones during the week rather than on the weekends. Yeah, so. And I've got to say, at Group, there is a brand new dessert cookbook, which you get free if you get a countdown. So we're going to get the countdown next week anyway, because I'm out of my countdown now, so I'm going to get one next week. So we'll get the cookbook, and there are some really good recipes that look in there. The coffee eclairs look amazing. I saw that. 3 sins per one. I know. Oh no, that's 15 sins. So I can have 5. Well, you could have that instead of your healthy bars. So no, you can't. You can. It's not part of the healthy extra. No. So I can still have my healthy bars. Having that as your sins. No, I'll have my healthy bars, and then I could have 4 eclairs and some hot chocolate. You could, yeah. Coffee eclairs. Anyway, it's nearly 20 minutes, this video. 20 minutes of us ranting. So yes, leave a comment, leave a like, stuff there down below, put comments, tell us what you want us to talk about in other videos. If this has been interesting for you with the trans stuff, hurrah. If it hasn't, tough. We are trans, it's our life. If you don't like it, leave.
You know what I mean? If you don't like it, don't watch us. Go and watch Everything Wrong with Star Wars, or go and watch one of the other YouTube. There's plenty out there on YouTube. You know what I mean?
We entertain people.
We do entertain people, and people say they like our honesty. So it's just us, though, isn't it? We are honest.
It is.
We are who we are, and do you know what?
That's it.
We are proud in our journey, and we are proud in the fact that we've both realised who we are, and we are now living our authentic lives, which is why our channel is called Beyond Authentic, because that is us. So there you go. And if you're watching this, you know who we are by now. You know what to expect from our videos. Bit of ranting, bit of waffling.
Even though when we first start the video, we go, "Hi, this is Lisa. Hi, this is Rufus." Everyone knows now.
I know, but it's still a nice thing of saying hi. And it's also, we always end it the same way.
Yeah.
And on that
Hi,
note...
welcome to another video.
And on that note, ending it the same way, how do we always end it? Happy
slimming.
slimming!